Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video. It's been a long time. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I know I sure did. Had to take me about a week or two off to kind of just enjoy the family, enjoy myself, and just enjoy life in general. But now I'm back on my, usual stuff, and we're going to be checking out a brand new plugin today. We're looking at Pro EQ3. This plugin came out about 2 days ago. I think it came out on Thursday. So, I'm a little late to the party, but at the same time, I want to talk about it. I want to do a review copy. They sent me a review copy to check out for you guys. If you're any kind of subscriber to my channel for a long time, you know that I'm a big fan of Pro Q1 and Pro Q2. So Pro Q3 has some features that I've been asking for, and I want to take a look at them and show you guys why I think this is still one of the most versatile EQs in the entire game right now, point blank period, and why a lot of professionals use it. So let's take a look at it right now. So here we are looking at Pro Q3. As you can see, it's not that much different from Pro Q2. As you can see, it looks pretty much identical, except the color is a little bit different. It's a little bit brighter here, but they have a more darker background, gonna help with you able to see the analyzer going on, and a few things at the bottom have changed up a little bit, but we'll talk about all that in just a second. So goodbye old one, hello new one. So Pro Q3 is still one of the best EQs in my opinion, and they just added some extra features to it to make it that much better. So we're gonna go over a couple of key features, not an in-depth review, but it's just a view of some of the new features and why I think you should check it out for yourself. And I will leave a link in the description below, you check it out. So as you can see, it's still the same Pro EQ. If you double click, you can drag a point, drag you one of these. You can still scroll with the scroll wheel to change the Q of it. You can add more points like that, which is still dope. You can either click and drag on the right side or left side and make a shelf. Same for the right side, click and drag. And if you double click on the corners, you can add like cuts, which are still, reminiscent of the old one. Also, you can still highlight, move stuff all at once by either gaining them up, changing the Q values, changing the frequencies at once. You can still do all that good stuff like that. I do love that. Now, they did add a few new things to the bands, of course. So one of the new functions is the flat tilt function, which is basically the same as, I would say, the tilt shift. So you remember tilt shift looks like this, where you have like kind of a gentle slope on both. Now you have the flat shift, which is just a straight diagonal line, which you can do like if you want to add some brightness or some warmth to your signals, you can do that now, which is a pretty good feature, which people might be using. I might use that. I pretty much will use that if I'm doing like some enhancements to certain sounds, vocals, or the mix. Give a little bit more low end, give a little bit more top end. I like using the flat shit, I like using the tilt shift, but the flat shift will come in handy as well. Also, to the low cut and high cut, you still can go all the way down to 96 dB octaves, but now they have a Brickwall Limiter, like limiter cut or whatever you want to call it, where it just slaps off everything completely. So this is really good for sound design, getting out a lot of frequencies, and it still sounds pretty natural as well. So if you just want to get them super lows, you can definitely do that. And now it goes all the way down to 10 hertz. So it goes down to 10 hertz and it goes all the way up, I think, to like 30 kilohertz. Yeah, 30 kilohertz. So, you get a little bit of extra range there. And that's pretty much good because you do have some low end information there, even though you can't hear it. And just by cutting that little bit of low end, it can, fix your mix. Same with the high end. I know some people say they can hear that. You really can't hear that. I mean, some people can't even hear up to 18 kilohertz, let alone not even 16 kilohertz. So, especially when you get older, you start losing your hearing and all that. But anyway, you got that cool function right there. So I do like that as well. Another nice function that they added is now each band can either be mid-side, left and right, and stereo. So just by clicking on the band, like here, you can then go to, say I want to cut some of the low end information, or the low end information from my stereos, like say this on a reverb bus or whatever. I can turn it to side, and now I'm actually cutting the side information. Oh man, but now I want to boost some of the mids in the vocal. Okay, so I just make a regular band, turn it back to, mids. Now I'm boosting just the mid frequencies up in, the lower mids. The left channel sounds weird. Well, just turn it to, change it back to mid, make another point. Oh no, the left channel sound bad. Turn to a left channel, and now I can do this. Now you don't have to go down here like in Fabfilter Pro 2 and actually change the mode right here. Now you can do it in one go right here, which I do like that feature now. That makes this a more versatile plugin, and you can do really quick adjustments for mixing and mastering and use one instance of it in order to do that. So that is dope. I do love that feature right there. So we'll just cut all these real quick. Delete all these. Next up, they added a new analyzing feature. So I'm gonna go to I'm gonna play a beat real quick so you can see it. Now the analyzer actually analyzes your audio and actually shows you resonant peaks inside of your actual song or sound or whatever, and it help you adjust and help you pick the right bands to, you know, adjust and all that. Oh, and all you gotta do is, like, when you play something and the analyzer start going on, just put your mouse down here and it will show you that in real time. So it's kind of like a, I guess you could say, like a learn feature and something like Ozone or whatever. So it's kind of like that a little bit, but you know, this one gives you a little bit more control, I guess you could say. As you see, it was you like that beat, don't y'all? And yeah, as y'all can see, that analyzer right there is actually showing the resonant peaks that are going on inside of my song, and it allows me to click those bands and listen to them. You can still, like I said, solo stuff, you can know, by hitting a little mouse button. That's a resonant peak right there, so I can just cut that if I need to kind of reduce it and all that. So you can see how powerful it can really be. So it can really help, especially newer people to mixing and all that, how it can help them kind of see the problem areas inside of their mix or inside of their sounds and correct those for the better. So that is dope as well. So let's go on to something that I really do like, and it's the new sidechain function. So we'll go to my kick drum at 808. So I'll just solo these two. Now, in the old Fabfilter Pro 2 or EQ2, the old one, you had to route the side chain. You had to put two instances on your you had to put one on, like say, your kick drum, one on your 808, then you had to side chain into each other in order to view the others, I guess, the other's wave spectrum or whatever, so you can make your adjustments. Now, inside of Pro Q3, all you gotta do is, if you have multiple instances of Pro Q3, you go to Analyzation, click it, and actually show you your different Pro EQs right here. And you can also name them. So I name one kick drum, one 808, and it's the master bus. So now if I want to see what, let's see, it'd be better if I go to the 808. Now if I want to cut some of the 808 frequencies from the kick drum so the kick drum can breathe a little more, I can just hit kick drum, highlight, and now it's going to show me a overlay of the kick drum frequency so I can make my adjustments just with a simple button press. It knows there's more Pro Q3s out there, and it lets you know. So the red is the red frequencies of the kick drum. So obviously there's some issues going right here. I can just kind of cut that and let the kick drum breathe a little bit. And that's an easy way to kind of just go ahead and, you know, kind of do some unmasking and masking right there, because, you know, some sounds get drowned out by other sounds, and this can kind of help you carve space for other sounds out there and help you do other things. So that's a dope feature right there. I really do like that feature. Another one of my favorite features that I'm glad they finally added is the fact that they got a dynamic EQ inside of Fabfilter. So now each band not only can be a static EQ, can be dynamic EQ, and it's easy to activate that. So we'll go to my kick drum. Let's say in the fundamental frequencies, I want to just kind of just to pump up a little bit and give it a little bit more punch. All I gotta do is click a band, and then if I turn this ring around here, as you can see, if I turn the ring up a little bit, now it's gonna be in dynamic EQ mode. So every time the band hits, it just gives a little bit more of a little thump, a little bit more of a more push. So if I cut a little bit from the 808 and then boost a little bit in the kick drum, it just make that kick drum stand out a little bit more. One thing I don't like about the dynamic EQ is that the release, threshold, and attack are automatic. You can't adjust those, which is unfortunate, but by clicking this auto button right here, you can't adjust the threshold. So at least they got that feature. I would have liked to see a little bit more control, because in most dynamic EQs, they at least give you the attack and release, if not, you know, if not the threshold as well. And that just lets you tailor it a little bit more, make it a little bit more smooth, a little more gentler, a little more aggressive, stuff like that. But this is doing some automatic adjustment in the background, which is good for newer people. But at the same time, it'd have been nice to, you know, been able to have a little more control. And like I said, you can just add either more dynamic EQ, you can change the threshold, or leave it on auto and just let it do its thing. And you do the same thing with cutting it. So that is a good feature right there. I do like that. That just helps. That just makes this, like I said, an even more versatile plugin than it really is. And I love that. Also, there is some stuff in the background, such as latency issues and stuff like that when you're in different type of latencies, such as zero phase, natural phase, and linear, which is the most CPU heaviest. But they do have, you know, a better, I guess, CPU usage, so you don't crash your computer, especially if you run on Walmart laptops. You can at least play these with no problem and shouldn't have an issue. So yeah, that's Pro EQ3. Like I said, just a little overview. Shout out to the guys at Fabfilter for sending me this over to check out for you guys. I still think this is one of the most versatile EQs on the market. I've been using Pro EQ2 forever. I mean, I've been using one since I got it. I bought two, and then I got three now. I mean, I'm just enjoying these Fabfilter plugins. They're some of the most versatile. They have a nice, simple, easy to understand interface, and they say they just make the plugins easy and fun to use, and they help you out. Like I say, they don't have no character to them. They don't sound differently. They're just useful utility plugins that can go for any genre, any mix. Any person can pick up and use these. Yes, they are a little pricey. Like I said, Pro Q3 is about $180. Upgrade is like half off, so you get half of that. The upgrade is something less than that. But if you buy this EQ, you won't need to buy no more EQs for the rest of your life, because I mean, this EQ is just that good. Unless you want one of those specialty EQs like a Neve EQ or SSL EQ or something like that, a little specially vintage style EQ. But as far as like all around good EQs, you can't beat this one. It's hands down one of the best on the market, and I give it my seal of approval. And I definitely say you should check it out. Try it out the 30-day demo, experiment with it, see if it's for you. If you like it, get it. If you don't, hey, that's on you. But I will be using this on a lot of my projects, so just be expected to see a lot of this Pro Q3 in the near future. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoy. Like always, it's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, reviews, and please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud at MrDifferentTV, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.